How did it start? And what are the things you know about Independence Day? From the Japanese Empire to the US imperialism and attaining the independence for the Philippines. It was on June 12, 1898, when then President the revolutionary government Emilio Aguinaldo proclaimed Philippine independence from Spain. The Declaration of Independence of the First Philippine Republic happened in the Aguinaldo's mansion in Kawit, Cavite, and it's since been immortalized in our 5-peso bill. From 1899 to 1903, some say up to 1913, the Philippines fought a bitter and brutal war against the Americans. The United States initially offered aid in the revolution against Spain in support of an independent Philippines, but the United States would soon make a deal with Spain. Spain, refusing to recognize being defeated by Filipinos, decided to sell the island to the Americans. The United States essentially replaced Spain as the colonial master of the Philippine Island. The Americans refused to recognize Filipino sovereignty and the right to self-determination. The Philippine Declaration of Independence was ignored, and it was the beginning of what many in the world they called US imperialism. On November 15, 1935, the Commonwealth of the Philippines was inaugurated. It allowed a certain degree of self-government while still being a colony of the United States. On the paper, the Second Philippine Republic was supposed to fulfill the promises of an independent Philippines free from Western imperialism. However, in reality, the Second Philippine Republic was heavily tied into Japanese imperialism. It was basically a puppet, not truly independent. And the Second Philippine Republic lasted until August 17, 1945. Immediately after World War II, the United States finally granted the Philippine independence on July 4, 1946. And it was the birth of the Third Philippine Republic, an independent Philippines, filled with the promises of democracy and prosperity, yet it was a freedom with strange attach. In 1962, the Philippine President Diosdado Macapagal Arroyo declared June 12 Philippine Independence Day a special holiday throughout the Philippines. He did this in commemoration of our people's declaration of their inherent and inalienable right to freedom and independence, therefore publicly distancing himself and the country from the shadows of the US. He was also quoted saying, "Nation is born into freedom on the day when such people, molded into a nation by a process of cultural evolution and sense of oneness, born of common struggle and suffering, announces to the world that it asserts its natural right to liberty, and it's ready to defend it with blood, life, and honor." Although officially recognized as Philippine Independence Day on June 12, 1898, was not really the first time that our people asserted and declared the right to freedom, liberty against the cruelty and shackles of the colonialism. Sometime in August 1896, with the exact date still being debated, the cry of Pugadlawin, also known as the cry of Balintawak, to place it was the historic official beginning of the Philippine Revolution and War for Independence. Similar to the Mexican Independence Day, also known as Grito de Dolores, the cry of Pugadlawin was a historic declaration of the people's desire to fight and die for their independence. Members of the Katipunan led by Andres Bonifacio to apart the community tax certificate, also known as Cédulas Personales, in the protest of Spanish conquest and rule. This literal act of tearing apart cédulas was a symbolic act of breaking free, and many had said that this historic cry should actually be celebrated as Philippine Independence Day. Similar to many other nation and revolutionary traditions, such as Mexico's Metro de Dolores and Brazil cry of Ipiranga. Today, the world recognized the Philippines as an independent nation-state with sovereignty resting upon the Filipino people.
I know is not enough.